You can't control food prices, but you can control how you shop. I used to plan meals for over 150 people in the Coast Guard. Now I use that same exact system to save time, money, and reduce food waste. In this video, I'll walk you through the exact method how I create a grocery list specifically for meal planning. Comment below if you usually make your grocery list before or after you plan your meals. This first section is all about planning your meals first, not your list first. So a lot of people will do the opposite. They'll plan their grocery list first, then they'll take a look at their meals, but that's actually backwards. Instead, we want to flip that. If you're a beginner, we're going to start very small here. So you're going to choose one breakfast, one lunch, and one dinner for 1 week of meal planning. Now, if you're a little more experienced, you can choose a few more meals, but keep in mind, repeating meals, it's not an issue. It doesn't have to be a boring thing, right? It doesn't mean you have to have the same boring meal prep over and over 5 times a week. It can be simply you cook a Tuesday night dinner and you use those leftovers for Wednesday lunch, for instance. Here's how a beginner meal plan might look for you for 1 week, right? We're gonna do breakfast overnight oats, we're gonna do lunch lentil soup, and dinner chicken stir fry. From here, your grocery list is gonna become a reversed engineered checklist. So we're not having those moments like, why'd I buy 3 zucchinis at the store and they're starting to rot in my fridge? As you can see the cycle here, we're gonna plan meals, we're gonna prepare ingredients, cook meals, repeat meals, reduce waste, save time and money, which we all love, right? Now think about what your go-to meal for the week is. Maybe your go-to dinner, right? My wife and I, we do pasta Mondays with marinara almost every Monday night. I'm curious to see what yours are. If it's a breakfast or lunch, let me know that too. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious. This next section is going to be all about grouping our ingredients into categories. So I laid it out into 6 different categories. You can adjust this for your own needs, but I've got produce, protein, grains, dairy, pantry, and snacks. This makes your shopping trip 10 times faster, 100% guaranteed, right? It's going to make you a lot more organized at the store. Now, I like to use my reminder app on my iPhone. If you don't got an iPhone, there's something wrong with you. I'm just playing. But use whatever app or notepad, even a pen and paper, right? Whatever makes sense to you. Just group these into categories specifically by their ingredients, and it's going to make your shopping trip that much quicker. For this example, I'm going to take you through our breakfast, lunch, and dinner for that beginner meal plan I was showing you before. And we're going to break it down here as you can see, right? Our produce, we've got bananas for the oatmeal topping, the onion for the lentil soup and stir fry, garlic, same thing. Now, that's bonus right there. Onion and garlic can be used for a couple different meals. So instead, you're not going to be tossing out half the onion you didn't use. You're not going to be tossing out a bunch of garlic cloves you didn't use. Instead, you're using it for a couple different recipes that spread out through the week. And that's very important to reducing food waste, which is going to save you time and money, which is the core concept here. I laid out the rest of the produce, protein, grains, pantry, dairy, other snacks here that just kind of makes sense, right? Usually what I'll do on my phone is I'll group them by categories like this, and I'll usually put what recipe it's for. So when I'm at the store, say there's 3 different kinds of carrots, right? When I'm looking at the carrots at the store and I see what recipe I'm doing, I can think, all right, I don't want baby carrots. I want the big ones since I'm cutting them into large chunks, for instance, for soup or whatever, right? You can see how I lay it out right here, really nice and neat by category, the 6 categories, and by the 3 meals for the week. So you can go down and kind of make a little graph like this on a notepad if you want even, and you can cross-reference all your ingredients, right? So you can see in here the lentil soup, chicken stir fry, we're gonna be mixing and matching that onion and garlic like I mentioned. And you can just kind of go down the board and see what you're going to be using for the whole week. It just makes it really easy to lay out a little graph like this. Shop by category, it's going to cut down those impulse buys, which makes it much smoother shopping experience. You're also going to make it easier to cross-reference what you already have in your fridge, in your pantry, so you're not double buying stuff. If this has been helpful so far, give this video a like and subscribe for more videos to make meal planning that much easier. This section is going to be all about shortcuts and templates to save time. So we're going to really dial in our meal planning efforts here by making a staples list. So that's going to be items that you use every week without fail. So that's going to be our eggs, that can be milk, fruit, pasta, coffee, tea. Now you can keep this running list on your phone, for instance. If you've got a spouse, make it a shared note or reminder app or whatever you use. You can use a notepad and pen, keep it handy, hang it up on your fridge. You get a tattoo for all I care. Just trust me, the staples list is going to be a game changer for your shopping experience and to make meal planning that much smoother. Take a minute to really think through what you eat every week, right? Those staples. Is it an in-between snack during meals? Is it a late night meal? Is it a PB&J on certain days when you're rushing out the door? Whatever it may be, figure that out, write it down on that staples list, and understand, right? So for instance, if you've got a couple bananas at home, you go to the store, you forget you had those, and you get a new bushel, those two bananas, they're probably going bad, and that just is gonna add up over time. Maybe it's a few bucks a week or 20, 50 bucks a week. That's gonna add up to thousands of dollars a year. Keep in mind, the staples plus the weekly meals, that's gonna be a foolproof list. This section's about flex snacks and freezer backups. This is a bit of a bonus tip here, but always have some kind of flex items on hand for those busy days or those cravings, right? This could be things like frozen veggies, pre-made soup, rotisserie chicken, my personal favorite, frozen pizza. And you're really gonna thank yourself on those nights you just don't have the time or energy to cook something up, right? Or you don't wanna spend 20 bucks, 30 bucks on takeout, right? These aren't necessarily cheat meals, they're just backup meals, right? Which I always recommend having at least 1 to 2 backup meals through the week. It could be having extra bread on hand with peanut butter and jelly, for instance, for easy PB&J, right? It could be some healthy pasta that's frozen, right? Whatever it is, figure that out and always have that on hand. It's gonna save you from getting that $20, $30 takeout or making that unhealthy choice. Now you've got your grocery list dialed in, now it's time to fix those 5 mistakes that are making meal planning way harder than it needs to be. I'm gonna do a full breakdown in this video right here. For instance, one tip, it's not planning your meals around your busy schedule. If that sounds like you, this video is definitely for you.